So below, जो आए वो आए, जो नहीं है उनको नहीं महाराज महाराज को तो अलग प्लेट है। 10 minutes ना on the way. ठीक है ऐसी थोड़ी बात है।
¿Qué pasa? Hare Krishna. Nice to see you. Well, and you fully recovered. Nice to see you. Hare Okay, we investigate like this light of the altar. You can open a little bit the window.
Yes, ma'am. We'll open the door.
Natural light, a little more natural light. Yeah. Open up. Maybe some people see and want to come in. Open up.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes. You want the light? Okay.
Huh?
Do you want the light?
Only after for reading. For reading.
For reading.
Yeah. But now you can open.
Yes,
both windows.
इसको sunset हो रहा है इसको ऊपर करना
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna. Hare so leave it, because otherwise they leave it even there. The mic is getting some help from the other one. See? Hare Krishna. So I'm glad to see everyone. Last day of satsang. And I'm going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudiraye.
Tato Jayamudiraye.
Nastapraye Shavadreshu.
Nastapraye Shavadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhagavate Uttama Shloke.
Bhakti Nashtiti.
Bhakti Nashtiti.
We are going to read from Canto 6, Chapter 17, Text 28. Mother Parvati curses Chitraketu. So the words will speak, spoken by Lord Shiva to his wife Parvati, after she cursed Chitraketu. And Chitraketu took it very nicely, very tolerant, very humble, didn't get disturbed. So Lord Shiva now is glorifying the pure devotees of the Lord. Narayana para sarve.
Narayana para sarve.
Nakutasana vidyati.
Nakutasana vidyati.
Swarga pavarga narakeshu.
Swarga pavarga narakeshu.
Api tulyartha darshinaha.
Api tulyartha darshanaha.
Devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planet are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. Purport. Parvati might naturally have inquired how devotees become so exalted. Therefore, this verse explains that they are Narayana Para, simply dependent on Narayana. They do not mind reverses in life because in the service of Narayana, they have learned to tolerate whatever hardships there may be. They do not care whether they are in heaven or in hell. They simply engage in the service of the Lord. This is their excellence. Anukulyena Krishna Nushilanam. They are liberally engaged in the service of the Lord, and therefore they are excellent. By using the word Vrityana, where Shiva pointed out that although Chitraketu provided one example of tolerance and excellence, all the devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord as eternal servants are glorious. They have no eagerness to be happy by being placed in the heavenly planets, becoming liberated, or becoming one with Brahman, the supreme effulgence. These benefits do not appeal to their minds. They are simply interested in giving direct service to the Lord. Om Agya Timirandasya
Chakshurunitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
I was born in darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual mind is Shiva Prabhupada opened my eyes in the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble respect to the Jesus and So this is very, very important verse and very important pastime in the Srimad Bhagavatam, how Chitraketu was cursed by Mother Parvati, and what was the reason for that. Chitraketu, you have read Bhagavatam, of course, you have heard. Chitraketu, he was a great king, and he was married to many women, many wives, because he will marry more and more because none of the married ones will give him a son. They were barren by destiny. It's an amazing thing that all the women he married, all of them were barren. They could not have a child. So there's a saying, destiny is very strong, very powerful. So, but one sage came to visit him, and he pleaded him, please, I want to have a son, please help me. And the sage told him, remember anybody the name of the sage? No, it was Angari. Angira Muni was. Another came after. Angira Muni said, you are not destined to have a son. But since you are asking me, it's my duty to fulfill your desire. But I'm telling you, the son, if you want to have it, will give you happiness, but more distress than happiness, much more distress than happiness. So Chitraketu thought maybe he's a disobedient son, this misbehaved son. It's better a rascal son than no son at all. So you agree? Okay, I agree. So, okay, Angira Muni made the sacrifice, yajna, gave the fruit, and Chitraketu gave it to his favorite wife. She ate that, and in due time she became pregnant and had a son. So the palace was jubilant, festivities. The king was so happy, giving charity to everyone, brahmanas, everyone, feeding the prasad, the poor. All was great jubilation. And the co-wives became jealous because all the attention was directed to the mother of the child and nothing to them. So they became very upset, they jealous. And in their jealous and their envy, they decided to poison the child, the baby. They put poison in the food. They killed the child. When that happened, King Chitraketu and his wife were devastated totally. All the palace was engulfed in a dark, horrible atmosphere of sorrow and pain. and the king will not sleep, will not eat. I mean, he was going to die. Then Angira Muni came back with Narad Muni. And they tried to preach to him to pacify him. This is destiny, the soul is eternal. Try to control yourself, your sorrow, your grief, try to control it. When things happen beyond your control, you should tolerate the situation, take shelter in the Lord. Like that, they were preaching to him nicely. But he was so overwhelmed with grief, he could not listen to anything. So seeing his desperate situation, Narad Muni brought the soul back to life, to the body of the child. And the child spoke. He told King Chitraketu, "Who are you from so many father and mother I had? I had the body of bird, of beast, human, demigods. I had so many father, mother. From so many, who are you?" And I'm going to tell you the truth. In my past life, I was your enemy. And I was born as your son and died untimely to give you pain, to give you grief. Then Chitraketu became reacted, He understood, that the reality, So after speaking those words, the soul departed, It was destiny. Karma, nothing happened without reason. The karma was there. Chitraketu wasn't meant to have a son. He forced the situation. The result was grief and sorrow. So better, sometimes something is planned by the Lord, better not to try to overcome the Lord's plan. It will be more trouble. More difficulty will come. When something is destined to happen, there's nothing you can do but take shelter of the Lord. So anyway, then Chitraketu became disciple of Narad Muni. He instructed him about devotional service, how to engage in devotional service, and he fully engaged himself 100%, and he achieved perfection. He had the darshan of Lord Sankarshan, and he became a great devotee, pure devotee. So he became liberated soul completely, and he was traveling all over the universe in an airplane, singing the glories of the Lord wherever he went freely. And one day he went to one forest, and there it was Lord Shiva and Parvathi, and some sages listening to the instructions of Lord Shiva. But Parvati was sitting in the lap of Lord Mahadev. So Chitraketu made a joke. He said, "Oh, Lord Shiva Mahadev, my obeisances, it is surprising that you are so famous as self-control. You're acting like a common man attached to his wife, sitting her in his lap." It was a joke. Lord Shiva didn't become angry or anything. He understood the joke, because Shiva is famous as such. Remember when he lost Sati, he entered to meditation, and then Sati was born as Parvati. And the demigod was asking her, "Please, marry again Lord Shiva. We need a son from him to lead the demigod and battle against the demons. Only Lord Shiva can have such a powerful son, but you need to get married." But now he's in meditation. You have to break his meditation. Go and agitate him. So she was there trying to attract his attention, dancing and singing and touching him and everything. And Cupid came to help her. Cupid came, Devata, he came with his arrows and was throwing arrows at Shiva, to awaken his kama, his desire, Rajguna, but Lord Shiva became disturbed. He opened his third eye and looked at Kamadev and burned him to ashes. And then, but you know what happened after that? Kamadev was reborn as Pradyumna, the son of Krishna. Now the question, is Pradyumna actually an avatar of Kamadev? No. Kamadev is an expansion of Pradyumna. That's, he entered him after he gave up his body by Lord Shiva. And the wife of Kamadev, she was born again in the palace of the one Asura king. And you know, when Pradyumna was born, one demon kidnapped him, threw him in the ocean. One big fish swallowed him. And one fisherman caught that fish, big fish, took it to one Asura king. They eat fish, you know. Vaishnava don't eat fish. Once, first time I went to India, I was surprised to see one Brahman eating fish in the Navadvip. I was surprised. In my innocence, I approached him, "You're a Brahman, why are you eating fish?" He looked at me angry. "You don't know nothing. This is Ganga Prasad." The Ganga Prasad is the water, not the fish. But anyway, people said something like that. So anyway, so what I was saying before that? Pradyumna, no? So Pradyumna was found in the belly alive, and the cook opened the fish and the baby was there. So that woman helping in the kitchen took nice care of him, bathing him and taking care of him. And he started to grow very fast. In a few days, he was young, beautiful teenager, 16 years old. So then she showed the attraction to him as a couple, you know. And he was surprised, Pradyumna said, "First you was treating me like mother, and now you attract to me like girlfriend. Why is that?" He said, "Well, because in my past life I was your wife. I was the wife of Kamadev. And now you appeared as Pradyumna, you know, like that." So there's all these details are there in Srimad Bhagavatam, and it's nice to know all this wonderful pastimes of the Lord. You know, the first expansion of Krishna is Balaram. And Balaram expand as quadruple expansion, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Niruddha, Pradyumna. So Krishna in Dwarka is Vasudeva, Balaram is Sankarsana. Pradyumna and Niruddha are the son and grandson of Krishna and Dwarka. They also need to have their pastimes, like that. So then Chitraketu, when he said that jokingly to Lord Shiva, the sages there, they also smiled. They understood there was no intention of offending Lord Shiva at all. They were both of them liberated souls, and one was joking with the other. You are famous at control of the senses, but you're acting like somebody very attached to material sense gratification. That's very surprising. That's what his Chitraketu said. But Parvati didn't take it very nicely. She became angry at Chitraketu. And she chastised him. "You think yourself better at controlling your senses than Lord Shiva Mahadev? I curse you, you become Asura." Wow, that's very powerful curse, no? So Chitraketu, how he reacted? He came down from his Viman, bowed down in front of Parvati and Lord Shiva, and he said, "You're my mother. You can bless me or curse me. It's up to you. I am totally dependent on your mercy. And we accept my obeisance to you. And thank you for awakening me." So that reaction of Chitraketu surprised her. Somebody cursed you become upset. But he did not become upset. He was very tolerant, very peaceful. So here Lord Shiva is telling Parvati why pure devotees like that, they reacted this way. Because they are totally engaged in the service of the Lord. Chitraketu was all the time singing the glories of the Lord, wherever he went, reaching to everyone, become devotee. So, one of the symptoms of your devotee is not afraid. Once a reporter asked Prabhupada, what you will do if a bomb coming upon you? Prabhupada said, it is Krishna coming to take me with him. No fear, no fear. Because devotee, why they have no fear? Because they know I'm not this body. Nobody can kill me. The soul is eternal. Who can kill you? Nobody can kill you. And besides that, life and death is in Krishna's hand. You know the Bengali saying, Mare Krishna Rake Ke, Rake Krishna Mare Ke. If Krishna wants to protect you, who can harm you? And if Krishna says it is your time to die, who can protect you? So knowing that life and death is in the hand of the Lord, we should take shelter in the Lord and not get disturbed because of reversal, difficulties in life, knowing that our only shelter in this life is Krishna and his pure devotees. So Chitraketu took it so calmly, so nicely, that Parvati was surprised. And Lord Shiva told her, today he was defeated by the pure devotees of the Lord. She was defeated because she became angry, she cursed, and he took it very nicely. Sometimes the devotee asks me, what I do if some devotee is criticizing me? I said, no, you should be grateful. You should tell the devotee, thank you for showing me my shortcomings. Please, this is only a surface. I have many more faults than that. Please tell me more so I can rectify myself. What do you think the devotee will react if you tell him like that? He will not, he will regret telling you. So we have to take things in a different mood, the mood of goodness. In the mood of goodness, there is no anger, there is no revenge, there is no hatred, only tolerance and humbleness and forgiveness. I tell the devotee when they get too angry to each other, I tell them, look, becoming angry at somebody else is like drinking poison thinking the other person will die. You're poisoning your mind with hatred, but you're harming yourself. You're not harming the other person. So give up. Try to. It's for your own good. Give up this hatred, this revenge, and this. It's not good for spiritual life. You can't go in front of the deity, Lord Krishna, with bad feeling against another devotee. The Lord will not accept your prayer, your worship. So anyway, let's see what happens after that. Let's read verse 29. You have it at hand? Dehinam deha samyoga Dvandvanishvara lilaya Sukam dukam vritir jamma Shaponugraha evacha. Because of the action of the Lord, Supreme Lord's external energy, the living entities are conditioned in contact with material bodies. The dualities of happiness and distress, birth and death, curses and favors are natural byproducts of this contact in the material world. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita, we find Maya Vyakshena Prakritisya Charam. The material world works under the direction of the goddess Durga, the material energy of the Lord. But she acts under the direction of the Supreme Personality of God. This is also confirmed in Brahma Samhita 544. Shrishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chaye Vayasya Bhuvanani Vivarti Durga. Durga, the goddess Parvati, the wife of Lord Shiva, is extremely powerful. She can create, maintain, and annihilate any number of universes by her sweet will, but she acts under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, not independently. Krishna is impartial, but because this is the material world of duality, such relative terms as happiness and distress, curses and favors, are created by the will of the Supreme. Those who are not Narayana Para, pure devotees, must be disturbed by this duality of the material world, whereas devotees who are simply attached to the service of the Lord are not at all disturbed by it. For example, Haridas Thakur was beaten with cane in 22 bazaars, but he was never disturbed. Instead, he smilingly tolerated the beating. Despite the disturbing dualities of the material world, devotees are not disturbed at all, because they fix their minds on the lotus feet of the Lord and concentrate on the holy name of the Lord. They do not feel the so-called pains and pleasure caused by the dualities of this material world. So how is that they don't feel the pains and pleasure? They also have a body. Because their mind is completely fixed on the Lord, they perceive very little the pain or pleasure of the body, because their mind is somewhere else. It's like telling you an experience I had. I was new devotee, and I had to go to the dentist. So the dentist told me, you must come another day because I run out of anesthesia. I said, I came very far away and I can't, please do it now. I said, but no anesthesia, it's gonna be painful. I said, I don't mind, do it anyway. So I told him, but wait 1 minute, I do one meditation and you do it. So I considered my mind in the beautiful oil painting of Radha Krishna we had in the temple. Big, beautiful Radha Krishna. That was the first picture of Krishna I saw in my life. The first, when the first time I came to enter the temple, remember I told you the story. That I was looking for God, but nobody knew how God looks like. I asked the Christian priest, I asked the yoga teacher. Nobody knew how God looks like. So finally, when I entered the temple first time, I asked the devotee, for you, how God looks like. They showed me Radha Krishna painting. Krishna playing the flute, the cows, peacock, Yamuna river, nature, trees, plants, flowers. Krishna with the peacock feather playing the flute. So I was impressed. So here is God. This is God. So finally, somebody had a real answer. Because in yoga, they said God is energy everywhere, everything is one, you're God, I'm God. Prabhupada said, God is everything, but everything is not God. Everything is just energy. There is difference between the energy and energetic. Energetic is always a person. Anyway, so I concentrated my mind in that painting, and I told the painter, okay, go ahead. And he was doing, and to my surprise, after some time, he told me, finish. Really finish? He said, yes. I was trying to hold you jumping in the seat. I said, I don't remember feeling the pain. My mind was somewhere else, So this is the thing. If your mind is fixed in the Lord, then you perceive very little the pain or pleasure of this body, because your attention is somewhere else. It's like when they put you on anesthesia, you don't feel the pain when they cut you, because your mind is somewhere else. So if you control the mind, then the body is automatically controlled. Doesn't give you so much trouble. As one who's really identifying with the body, feel the pain much more acutely. So Prabhupada gave the example of Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was beaten in 21 markets. 22 or 21? 22? Make up your mind. 22 bazaars, 22. What happened is that one Muslim zamindar was very envious of Haridas Thakur because he was born Muslim and became a Hindu saint. So he was very much envious of him because everybody admired him, respected him as a sadhu, as a saint. So he brought him to his palace and asked him, you can't chant anymore the names of the Hindu god. You are Muslim, you should chant only Allah. You can't chant Hari or any other name of Hindu god. And Haridas Thakur said, you convert so many Hindus into Muslim. If one Muslim became Hindu, what is the big loss? Besides that, God is one. There's no difference. He has many names, either Allah or Hari or Vishnu or Krishna. No, you have to stop, otherwise we will chastise you. He said, you can cut my body into pieces, but I can't stop chanting the names of Hari and Krishna. They said, you will regret this. Okay, as soldiers taken to all the different markets, 22 markets, and each market in the front, everyone, with what do you call whipping stick. There's a name in Hindi. What is that? Chabuk. Lati, that's what they say. Lati. Lati is different. Lati is a stick. It's what a stick actually. They're beating him with a stick. They use a stick at that time, bamboo sticks. Lati. So they were beating him in the back in every market, but he kept chanting, "Don't not stop chanting. Come, people will come. Stop! This is a saint. How can you do this? Brother, beat me, not beat him." People come to defend him. They loved him. But Haridas will not stop chanting. At the end, in the last 22nd market, they told him, "We are tired of beating you, Haridas. If you don't stop chanting, they will kill us. You either die or stop chanting." Well, I don't want you to be harmed. So if you want me to die, I will die. So Haridas sat down meditation and stopped his body, his heart, and everything. All the symptoms of life stopped. No breathing, no heart beating, nothing. So he's dead. So they took the body to the Zamindar. What we should do the body? We should make a tomb for him like Muslims do? No. He's a renegade. He gave up Muslim religion. Throw him in the Ganga so the fish eat him. So they throw him in the Ganga. And after 2 hours, he came out from the Ganga on the other side. So he became more famous. All people just see Haridas came back from death. Jesus after 3 days, Haridas after 3 hours. Anyway. Lord Chaitanya, when he was speaking to Haridas Thakur, he told him, "My dear Haridas, when they were beating you, I came from Vaikuntha and protected you by putting myself behind your back. So I received the beating." And he showed Haridas the mark on his back, That's in Chaitanya Bhagavat. This is the mark here. That's why he was able to tolerate, because I received them from you. Although the mark appeared in Haridas Thakur's body too, but the Lord helped him to tolerate this by giving him shelter. All mystical, experiences, great devotee have with the Lord. So let's continue. Last verse we are gonna read. Text 30. Aviveka krita pumso Vyarta veda ivatmani Gunadosha vikalpascha Videva srajivat krita. As one mistakenly considers a flower garland to be a snake, or experiences happiness and distress in a dream, so in the material world, by a lack of careful consideration, we differentiate between happiness and distress, considering one good and the other bad. Purpose. The happiness and distress of the material world of duality are both mistaken ideas. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya 4.176, it is said, Dvaite Badra Badra Jnana Sava Mano Dharma E Bala E Manda E Sava Brahma. The distinction between happiness and distress in the material world of duality are simply mental concoction. For the so-called happiness and distress are actually one and the same. They are like the happiness and distress of dreams. A sleeping man creates his happiness and distress by dreaming, although actually they have no existence. The other example given in this verse is that the flower garland is originally very nice, but by mistake, for want of mature knowledge, one may consider it a snake. In this connection, there is a statement by Prabodhananda Saraswati, Vishwam Purna Sukhayate. Everyone in this material world is distressed by miserable condition. But Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati says that this world is full of happiness. How is this possible? He answered, Yat Karunya Kataksha Vaibhava Tam Gauram Evastuma. And the devotee accept the distress of this material world as happiness only due to the causeless mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By his personal behavior, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that he was never distressed, but always happy in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. One should follow in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and engage constantly in chanting the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Then he will never feel the distress of this world of duality. In any condition of life, one will be happy if he chants the holy name of the Lord. In dreams, we sometimes enjoy eating sweet rice and sometimes suffer as if one of our beloved family members had died, because the same mind and body exist in the same material world of duality. When we are awake, the so-called happiness and distress of this world are no better than the false superficial happiness of dreams. The mind is the via medium in both dreams and wakefulness, and everything created by the mind in terms of sankalpa and vikalpa, acceptance and rejection, is called manodharma or mental concoction. Hare Krishna. Who? On your car? You have to move the car? Okay. It's just only parking. No, nothing serious. Nothing to worry about. Hopefully. So, manodharma, the mental concoction. I mean, it's very interesting. We have to understand it from the philosophical point of view, how happiness and distress in this mental concoction, in the sense the soul actually can't suffer because the soul is Satchitananda, eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. But because it has a material body and we are living in the body, we perceive the happiness, the stress of this body. But somebody who transcends the bodily and mental concept of life, he doesn't feel the same pain as other conditioned living entities.
Just one announcement. So there's a grey Subaru. Somebody has parked a grey Subaru in front of a driveway. Is it anybody? Anybody has a Subaru? Did you park it like on this side of the road? Yeah, maybe it's your market. Maybe I can park it for you.
Okay, give him the key. He will do it for you. She was eager to come, to the tour. Like gopis, they were so eager to go see Krishna. They would put kajal in one eye, they forget to put it in the other eye. They put the dress upside down, they forget it. They look like children, they don't know how to dress properly, because they were so eager to go see Krishna. So there are apparently mistakes in the spiritual world, but these are not mistakes, these are rasa, this is joy, joyful, very joyful. So we in our mind create the happiness, the strength. The same thing, very good example. When you sleep, you have a dream. Sometimes the dream is nice, sometimes the dream is bad. You may dream I'm eating sweet rice, so nice, here. And you may have a dream, a tiger following you to eat you. You will feel distress and pain. But when you wake up, this is all illusion. It's not real. There's how we relate to the duality of this world, and how we can help people going through this situation, happiness, distress. Give you an example. A man is dreaming, having a nightmare that the tiger is chasing after him. His crazy friend entered the room. Oh, my friend is being chased by a tiger. Let me sleep next to him, enter his dream, and kill the tiger. You understand? So this so-called logic, he's a crazy. He think he can enter the dream of a friend and kill the tiger in a dream. The normal thing will be, wake up, there is no tiger, you are dreaming. But the same way, people are material condition, they take very, very seriously everything, but the devotee say, wake up, you are dreaming. Nothing can harm you, you are eternal soul. Depend on the mercy of the Lord, chant the holy name. You will feel happy in any situation, in any condition. You will be able to tolerate. Even there is pain, the body may give pain. There's no illusion about it. It's real, Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Krishna confirmed this material world is temporary, full of suffering. We can't deny that it's suffering. But the suffering and happiness of material world is perceived by the mind. So that's why it's called manodharma. For example, in India they make what you call cow dung cake. They dry them on the sun and they use them for cooking, for making mosquitoes goes away, different things. So the wet cow dung is telling the dry cow dung, ha ha ha, you're gonna burn. And who's next? It's a question of a little time only. So in the same way, in this material world, sooner or later, everybody has to get sick, all can die. This is the laws of nature. And people lament so much over those things. No, isn't it? Because they're attached. When there is attachment, we suffer more. When we are detached, we suffer less. No? Pure devotee doesn't mean he's a stone, he doesn't feel. For example, when Lord Chaitanya was doing Harinam Sankirtan in the house of Srivas Thakur, one day the son of Srivas Thakur died. And the ladies of the house were crying. And Srivas Thakur told them, cry more softly, so you will not disturb the Sankirtan of Lord, the Harinam Sankirtan of Lord Chaitanya. Child, cry but soft, more softly, not so loud. See how much love Srivas Thakur had. His own son died, and he doesn't want to interrupt the chanting and dancing of Lord Chaitanya. And then Lord Chaitanya sensed it, he stopped the kitchen. Something happened in this house, some tragedy happened. Tell me, Shrivas, what happened? Oh, I don't want to interrupt your chanting, my Lord, but my son just died. Why you didn't tell me before? Take me, where's your son? Take him to the body. So I already left the body. The lady were there crying. And Lord Chaitanya brought the son back to life. And the son spoke. He said, by my great fortune, I was born in the house of pure devotee, Srivas Thakur, by the will of the Lord. And now by the will of the Lord, I'm departing to his eternal abode. So please don't be sorry, don't be sad. I am very happy. I'm going to the Lord for his eternal service. Please bless me. Don't be sad. Don't cry. So all of them changed their mood. Everybody became happy. Moment before they were crying, very sad, suffering. Next moment, they were happy because the soul spoke to them. So we need to be awakened to the eternal reality of the soul. The soul can never be harmed. Only the body can be harmed, but the soul is never harmed, never, can never die. Only change of body, that's all. The body, anyone who takes birth have to die. That's the law of nature. So why lament over something unavoidable? You can't avoid, so why lament over it? Rather take it as mercy of the Lord. Prabhupada in Kumbh Mela met many yogis, and he told the disciple, this yogi is 300 years old. The other one is 400. How they do that, Prabhupada? Well, there's mystic yoga, pranayama, they control the breathing, they elongate their life. But we are not interested in this mystic yoga because we depend on Krishna. Devotee, I surrender to Krishna, engage in loving service. If whenever I have to die by a whim, I will continue my service to the Lord. Either in this world or in the spiritual, wherever the Lord wants to put me, I am fine with it. So devotees, pure devotees of the Lord, they don't not much interested in their own liberation because they are already liberated. Understand? Because what means liberation? Doesn't mean going to Vaikuntha. Liberation means you have no more material desire. You only have desire to serve Krishna, love him. Then for you doesn't matter hell or heaven. Wherever you go, you will do the same thing, service to Krishna. If you take a typing machine to heavenly planets, what the typing machine will do there? Typing. If you take it to hell, what will do? Typing, the same thing. So pure devotees, whatever he put him, even hell or heaven or Vaikuntha, he will do the same thing. Service, pure devotional service to the Lord. That's the eternal function of the soul. So we have to come to that understanding, higher understanding of the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. So when the dualities of this world hit us, we can tolerate and not be disturbed by it. So very important. That's why Prabhupada stressed very much, read my books. We read the books, we become enlightened. We become focused. We know the ultimate goal. We're not disturbed by the duality of having the distress of this world. In this world, some people think this is good, this is bad. But ultimately, everything is bad. Or you sound very pessimistic. There are good things also in this life. Somebody may protest. You, Hare Krishna devotee, are very pessimistic. Why you think everything is bad? Because everything in this world ends up in suffering. Old age, disease, and death. So what is the good? Good may for a little time. And you're young, you can enjoy life. How long you're going to be young? Few years, 20, 30 years, 40 years, and then finish. We are not meant to live 50 or 100 years. We are meant to live forever, in eternal happiness. In order to achieve that, we have to engage in loving service to the Lord voluntarily, always chanting the holy name of Krishna, giving up sinful activities, having good association, avoid bad association, read the books, chant your rounds, be happy. That's the positive message. We are very optimistic about the spiritual life, but we are very pessimistic about the material life. And because it is real, it's not pessimistic just because we want to be pessimistic, it's the reality. No? So we don't make illusion that if I make this plan, I make this other plan, I may adjust things, I will be very happy in this material life. Never is gonna happen. No matter how hard we may try, it's not gonna happen. Why? Because the world is made in such a way that no matter how many plans we make, will end up in failure. The nature of this world is like that. You can't fix it. It's like you're in the ocean, fighting with the waves. What are you doing? You can't fight the wave, you get out of the ocean. You may be a very good swimmer. How much time you can swim in the, how long can you fight the waves? No, better get out of the waves. And that's the solution the Shastra gives, the pure devotees give. Get out of this material consciousness, be Krishna conscious. Then you can have peace of mind, you can be tolerant, you can be happy even in this material world. Thank you very much. If you have any comment now, any question, please do. Yes.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for the wonderful class. Now, my question is regarding the Chitriketu Maharaj.
Yes.
His statement to Mother Parvati. We know, in the sense of ordinary human beings like us, we are punished for the choice that we make in life. But the pure devotees, their choice is also under control of Krishna's hand, like they live their choice. So we, here in other case of Rupa Goswami on his meditation, when one of the culprit devotee, that goes to Rupa Goswami, when Rupa Goswami is not intending to rather offend him, but rather his meditation, seeing Radha and Krishna in a particular pastime that makes him, get happy about it. And we hear that, because other devotee accidentally felt that Rupa Goswami might be offending him.
Yes, meditation is stopped, yes.
Yeah.
You know the pastime? You want to hear it?
Yes.
The Rupa Goswami was in deep meditation. He was seeing Radha Krishna Lila in his heart, One crippled devotee came to pay obeisance, respect to him, Dandavat. But suddenly Rupa Goswami started laughing loudly. So this devotee friend, oh, he's laughing at my deformity, I'm a cripple. Now even Vaishnavas, they identify the soul with the body. How is this possible? So the devotee, crippled devotee left sad, left disturbed. So Rupa Goswami meditation stopped. He didn't see him, he didn't know what happened. So he started again meditating on the Leela of the Lord. He could not, no matter how hard he tried, he could not do it. So he asked his elder brother, Guru, Sanatana Goswami, what happened? This is happening to me. What is the reason? And Sanatana Goswami told him, it must be that you unintentionally you offended one Vaishnava. How can I know who I offended so I can ask forgiveness? He said, well, I would recommend that you invite all the Vaishnavas of Vrindavan to Prasadam feast. And at that time, there were not so many as now. Vrindavan was just starting to grow at that time, populated. So invite all of them. And the Vaishnava who doesn't come, that one is the one who fell offended. So he did that, and everyone came, but this crippled devotee. Yeah, they know each other, everyone. So Rupa Goswami went to his home, brought some Mahaprasad, and said, if I offended you, please forgive me. And I'm noticing, I don't know if I offended you. I was not aware. So if that happened, please forgive me. And the people devotee say, yes, I went to see you to offer my dandavat to you. But suddenly you start laughing. And I thought you were laughing at my deformity. So that's why I felt hurt and I left. No, Rupa Goswami said, please don't think like that. I was not laughing at you at all. I didn't even notice that you were there. So why was you laughing then? Well, you are forcing me to tell you the truth, why I was laughing. In my meditation, I saw Radharani and the gopis picking flowers to make garland for Krishna. And Krishna was hiding in one tree in the branches, and Radharani was trying to get one high branch full of flowers she could not reach. And Krishna with his foot pushed the branch down so Radharani could catch it with one hand and was picking the flower with the other hand. And to play joke on Radharani, Krishna left his foot and the branch jumped along with Radharani in the midair. So that made me laugh, you know. And then the crippled devotee fell out. Prabhupada saw him feet. Yeah, I'm offended you, but I understand in your greatness. Please forgive me. So they hug each other. You know, the problem solved, you know. Sometimes there is misunderstanding. Could happen, you know, between the devotees, misunderstanding. But all misunderstanding can be clarified if the devotees, you know, speak to each other, you know, communicate, you know, in a gentle way in the situation. And they ask forgiveness if needed be, and they overcome this misunderstanding. So that's the lesson from this pastime of Srila Goswami. That how much we should be careful, not at least not intentionally to offend anyone, you know. One thing is very nice in Kali Yuga, that in Kali Yuga, by Krishna's mercy, bad thought, there is no reaction for bad thought unless you do them. And good spiritual thought, you get benefit as you have done them. So this is special mercy for Kali Yuga. But if you don't rectify your mind, keep having bad thoughts, you end up doing. So better avoid even bad thoughts, have good thoughts in your mind. Try to respect everyone without expecting any respect. Be tolerant and humble. That's the lesson by Mahaprabhu. Well, then we can Kirtaniya Sadahari, always chant the holy name of the Lord. Any other question?
I just wanted to ask a question that was related to this thing. So the second part of mine was like, you know, when we are taught again and again how careful the devotees should be in dealing with each other, because sometimes unintentional offense also can be very active.
Yes.
Now, knowing Maharaj Chitraketu's position of where he is in an exalted position, that whatever he does right now, everything is in the control of the hand.
Yes.
Now, you know, looking at this, he should be a little bit more cautious about how he acted towards the Parvati, because it came again that way. So what was the arrangement of the Lord where he made Chitraketu to go through this position of, you know, saying something about the Parvati?
There is free will. And when there is free will, things happen. You know, Prabhupada sometimes used the word in Srimad Bhagavatam, by accident, this person went that place and this thing happened. By accident means there is free will. Everything was not dictated by karma. Because there is some philosopher who think karma is everything. We don't think like that. Karma is not everything. Krishna is everything. So that means that because of free will, things happen. Because pure devotee like Chitraketu and Mother Parvati, they are not under the law of karma. They are liberated soul. So things happen because of their free will. And the providence, the design of the Lord to glorify his devotee Chitraketu, to show the world how even devotee is cursed, he is tolerant and humble, doesn't get angry. Also, the same example, Maharaj Parikshit, he also was cursed. He didn't get angry. He could counteract the curse. He had that power. He didn't do it because he accepted this must be the will of the Lord. Nothing happened without the will of the Lord. You know the saying, not even a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. And you know from which pastime this saying comes? In the Puranas, it is explained that once, with the help of Lord Vishnu, the Devatas defeated the Asuras in the battle. War. So the Devatas were proud. Oh, we are so powerful, we defeated this Asuras. And Lord Vishnu noticed their pride, and he wanted to teach them a lesson in humility. So he took in his fingers a bed of grass, and he told Vayu, can you make it move? Oh, that's very easy. He blew. They will not move an inch. And then he told Agni, can you burn it? Oh, very easy. They didn't even change color. He told Indra, cut it in half. This thunderbolt, it was useless, could not do any harm to this blade of grass. So Devatas bowed down to Lord Vishnu. They understood that not even the blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. That's from this pastime comes the same. It actually happened. So that means in the life of pure devotee, also the Lord is always present there. There is free will, they can move, not under the law of karma, but by their free will. And when things happen, must be some purpose behind it. In the case of Chitraketu, Krishna wanted to glorify his pure devotee Chitraketu, to show the world how tolerant and humble is the pure devotee, and how he's not disturbed by favors or curses. He's not disturbed. The curse was he's gonna become demon. He became demon, but he remained devotee. He had the body of demon, but inside his heart he was still pure devotee. He fought against Indra, and he preached to Indra. Indra realized this demon is more advanced spiritually than me. He has better understanding than me. So Indra did kill what was the name of the demon? Vritrasura. Vritrasura went to Vaikuntha, and Indra remained in the material world. So who was defeated? Who was the winner? Everything is relative in this world. Any other question? Yes?
Question online.
Oh, please do.
I just wanted to know how do we understand that we are in Krishna's plan of following his decisions in our day-to-day life? Because in the past thing, they are able to talk to the souls and they got the confirmation it's like the Krishna's decision and they are moving on. But in our daily life, we don't have that much connection.
Yes, that's why we need to follow three authorities: Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. The saintly person who can give you advice, the Shastra, the scriptures, the holy books, and Guru, the spiritual master. Our source of, when we have doubt, we should consult these three authorities. The three of them, one of them, two of them, they can have answer for us. We should not speculate. Maybe this, maybe that. We should consult. When we are in doubt, we should consult with higher authority. Then Krishna can speak to us through the Shastra or through the Guru or Sadhu. Hare Krishna.
Question online is, can you please talk about the difference of just giving up and detachment? Like some devotees think sometimes that in order to take a Krishna consciousness, they have to leave their wife, children, instead of working together and guiding them.
Yes, sometimes devotees misunderstand the philosophy, and they do artificially giving up their responsibilities in the name of the spiritual life. No? Prabhupada said like that some devotees, they renounce family, they go to Vrindavan, retire there, and then they get another family there. So should nothing be done artificially. Everything should be done responsibly. You should be responsible. Follow Prabhupada's example. He maintained his wife and his family until they were grown up as children. They could take care of themselves. He left the wife with necessary things. He didn't abandon them just without any responsibility. No. So this idea is wrong. Devotee should not misuse the spiritual life to justify the lack of responsibility to our family. That's not correct. Thank you for your good question. Yes, please, Mataji.
So I was listening to your WhatsApp group, and you gave the Gita story of the very sinful father that was murdered in the forest.
Yes.
And it was the devotee's son that not only got the father out of hell, but then the rest of the family members. And after praying days and days of reciting the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita,
yes,
he basically cleared all of hell to the point that Yamaraj went to Lord Vishnu and was like, I don't have a job anymore. What am I going to do?
That's the stories in the Gita Mahatmya.
Yes.
So the Gita Mahatmya explains the glories of the chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Every night in the Spanish-speaking devotees, I have the group in WhatsApp. I also have an English group. Those willing, I can add them to the scholars. Srila Prabhupada's quote. Giriya Swami is there, Prasad Swami there, Malati Mataji, other Vaishnavas also. I share every day quotes from Shastra, from Prabhupada, like that. So the story is real. It's not metaphorical or made up, because we accept authority of Shastra. Gita Mahatmya is Shastra. In that book, it is explained that this pure devotee, his father was sinful man, and he died because he was killed in the forest by a thief to steal his money. He was a greedy, stinky person, and because he died violently, he became ghost. So the son, he seeing that the father didn't come back from his business, he understood that most probably my father was killed for the money. So he decided to go to Gaya to perform rituals for the benefit of the soul of his father. So he went through the forest and sat under the same tree where his father was killed, and started chanting all the mantras of the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. After finishing chanting all the chapter, he saw the ghost of his father. And father told him, my dear son, this is what happened. I was killed here. And because I was very sinful, I took the body of a ghost. But now after hearing you reciting purely the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, now I'm going to Vaikuntha. So please, I'm very, very grateful to you, my dear son, for saving me. But your uncle also in hell, if you can chant the 3rd chapter for him also. Yes, it's your father, you know. And the father took 404, went to Vaikuntha. So this pure devotee went to a temple in Mathura, Keshava Mandir, there, very ancient temple, sat down there and so chanted for his uncle. But then he thought, why only my uncle? I want to free all the souls are in hell. So day and night he was chanting, and the souls started getting free. Came to the point no soul was in hell. So Yamaraj went to Vishnu. I am jobless now. What can I do? And Vishnu told him, chant my holy name. Don't worry, very soon it will fill up again. There are more sinful people than pious people in the universe. So that's the Gita Mahatmya.
Which brings to my question.
Yes.
If we know that this is a dream, and if this is a duality.
Yes.
And in my heart of hearts, I also would love for this hell on earth to become heaven on earth.
Okay.
But if there's more sinners than people that want to help to make this heaven, how do I keep my enthusiasm to still try to make a little bit more of heaven on earth?
Try to become pure devotee.
And
That's the best solution to help everyone. By becoming pure devotee, we can help many more people than help also ourselves. And what means pure devotee? Pure devotee is not such a difficult thing. It means have no material desire, only have desire to please Krishna, to serve Krishna.
in the same way, in the Puranas and Shastra, it was saying that a person could lose their caste and all their sukriti and all this if you cross the ocean. But Prabhupada ended up having the order of Bhakti Sundar Saraswati Thakur to cross the ocean and bring it in the Western world. At one point in time, that would have been considered a dream that in Venezuela or in Arizona, we would be talking about Krishna.
Yes.
How do we continue that purity and in following our Guru's orders?
We should try not to deviate from the principles. Follow the four-letter principle rigidly. Chant minimum 16 rounds. You can chant more if you have time, chant more, but that's the minimum. And be kind to each other. Don't criticize others. Don't be angry at each other. Try to be nice and kind and merciful. One should be strict with oneself, but very tolerant and merciful with others. That's the instruction of the Shastra. No? So if we act in this way, we help those who are newer devotee than us by trying to help them the best we can in a nice way. Those who are equal to us, we try to make friendship with them. And those who are more advanced than us, we inquire from them how to advance in the spiritual life. If we know how to relate in this way, we can avoid so many problems in life. The problems start when we don't know how to relate to others. So those who are newer, we try to be too heavy on them, too harsh on them. Those who are equal, we try to compete with them. And those who are more advanced, we try to find fault with them, bring them around our level, or lower than our own level. So then the problems start. But somebody who's spiritually awake and advanced, he try to relate properly with everyone, then he has no problems. Yes.
Dandrat Pranam Maharaj, please share some of your favorite pastimes with Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, my favorite pastime, which is Prabhupada when he chastised me. And I will tell you, when Prabhupada went to Venezuela in 1975, I was supposed to get initiated with other devotees. They came from all of different countries, Brazil, Argentina, Peru, Mexico, Canada, many places, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. Anyway, so when Prabhupada called me, he said, your name, he gave me my brahmachari name. My name now was Bhakti Sundar Goswami, but he gave me the name Jagat Chakshur Das. And he explained to the people the meaning. He said, Jagat means the universe, the world, and Chakshur means the eye. So whatever you are, whatever you're doing, you must always remember that God's side is on you. Then he looked at me and said, he pointed his finger and said, you cannot hide from the eyes of God. Everybody was looking at me. Maybe he did something wrong. And I felt very small, I felt embarrassed, everybody looking at me. And I thought to myself, Prabhupada can read the mind. Because a few days before initiation, I entered the kitchen. It was dark, nobody was there, very early. I stole Maha's birthday sweet and was hiding, eating, nobody watching me. So Prabhupada, when he said, you cannot hide, I felt God, he got me up like that. So that is my personal. Then, but next day happened something very nice, unexpected mercy with Prabhupada. From day number 1, I came to the temple. The devotee asked me to do the service of book distribution. So I was going every day with other devotees doing book distribution. When Prabhupada came, almost a year later, I was doing the same service. So next day after initiation, I came in the evening to get ready to hear Prabhupada's class. Prabhupada was giving Srimad Bhagavatam class in the evening. And he told the devotee, Bhagavata can do in the morning, somebody else can do. But I'm giving only 1 class per day. That's I learned from Prabhupada also. And Bhagavatam in the evening is authorized, bona fide, since Prabhupada did it also that way. So anyway, the temple president told us, while Prabhupada is in the temple, don't pass through the garden to go to your ashram. Go another way around. So Prabhupada may want to be in the garden, so not to disturb him. And I forgot that in my excitement, I want to hurry to get ready. And I went down the stairs through the garden. And suddenly I saw Prabhupada there sitting in a rocking chair. And he saw me, I saw him, I paid my obeisance to him, and I froze there. I didn't know what to do. Should I go back? Should I go further? I didn't know what to do. I just freeze there. I stayed there 5-10 minutes. Prabhupada ignored me because I didn't have an appointment with him or nothing like that. It was a good appointment. But finally, he saw me that I was not leaving. So he looked at me and then made a gesture. What's up? What do you want? And I very nervously, fortunately, I learned English before coming to the movement. You know, I went to school almost 2 years. I came out speaking conversation in English. So that was my good fortune that I could speak to Prabhupada in English, you know. When I joined the movement, there was no Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book in Spanish at that time, only states of Upanishad. So I was translating every night the devotees Krishna book would help me if we read and translate for them the pastimes of Krishna every night. So anyway, very nervously I thought, well, Prabhupada did that, I have to say something. So I said, Prabhupada, I just came from distributing your books in the city, just to say something. You know? And Prabhupada looked at me and smiled and said, oh, and how Venezuelan people like my books? Oh, very much, Prabhupada. They love your books. They ask me for good titles. They read the book, they come to temple, they become very favorable, and like that. So Prabhupada moved and said, very nice, no? And he got up and he said, come. So he entered his room. I entered behind him. He had a tray of sweet he gave to his guests, you know, who come to speak with him. Some prasad. He took one sweet, gave it to him. He said, thank you for helping. My heart melted, you know, I was like, wow, I don't deserve this, you know. And I was thinking, Prabhupada was telling me, you don't need to steal this sweet, I give to you. So that's my favorite experience with Prabhupada.
Maharaj, in your biography, it is said, mentioned that you were born in Syria.
Yes, right, Middle East.
How come?
Well, my parents are from Syria. I mean, you want to hear the story? I can remind you. May have heard it before from me, some of you. But those who haven't heard, you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, I will try to be brief. My parents, before I was born, they have 3 children, and the 3 died shortly because of disease, sickness, you know. So they were Christian. It's a minority in the Middle East, like 10% of the population. So they went to Christian church and they prayed to God. They very much agreed, you know, they lost 3 children. There were twins and 1 more, so 3 altogether. So they prayed to God. The next son survived. Then we promised to dress him as a little monk, Christian monk, you know, and we offer him for your service. So that was me. So from the age of 2 to 5, my parents dressed me as a little Christian monk, you know, but robe, the maroon robe, you know, white, you know, belt around and all this. Anyway, at the age of 14, they're gonna send me to the monastery, become, you know, monk or priest, you know, to study, become like that. But that year, they decided to immigrate to Venezuela, South America. So I decided rather to go with them, not because they were gonna leave me in Lebanon in some monastery alone there, you know. So I thought better I go with them. That was in 1965. We took a boat from Lebanon to Venezuela. One month trip boat, That same year, Prabhupada came to America by boat also. So it was very nice coincidence. Anyway, so I asked a priest, Christian priest, when I was teenager, Bible said we are made in the image of God. So that means God must have an image, a form. Can you tell me how God looks like? He said, oh, that's a mystery. Nobody has seen God. And I thought to myself, how he knows? Did he ask everybody? Anyway, so finally, like I told you, I asked the yoga teacher, they know also God energy on this. Anyway, I was with my friend I was practicing yoga, became vegetarian, practiced hatha yoga. One day with my family, we put the TV on, it was black and white at that time. And the devotees came on TV, they're chanting and they're preaching. And I put more value to hear better what they were saying. I was interested in philosophy. And my mother became upset. She said, the only thing left for you to do is to join this Hare Krishna. And I thought to myself, it's not bad idea. Thank you, Mother, for giving me the idea. Anyway, to make long story short, I was with my friend in a vegetarian restaurant, and I told my friend I have this idea. I'll share it with us. See, you see from the window of this big building, this is made by man. And do you see this beautiful fragrant roses on the table here? These are made by God. If God can make such beautiful thing, imagine how beautiful it must be. But unfortunately, I don't know him yet. But I promise you, the day I come to know him in truth, I will surrender my life to him. I said, so that's very nice thought, but please take it easy on us, Don't give us up, Next time I saw one of them, I was brahmachari. Anyway, that's how it came, Yes.
Thank you so much. Maharaj, already you purity. How devotional service or any public purity, how like do purity, service, purity, seva.
By following your example.
How
Then follow the example. We surrender to the service of the Lord, following a very clean, pure life. That's a very good example. I'm learning from you how to become pure.
He was asking for all of us.
Yeah, for all, I know. They're asking for the benefit of others. Yes, we just have to follow the instruction of Prabhupada, simple living, high thinking. Simplify your life, don't complicate things. Because modern life means complicated living and dull thinking. We have to become more philosophical, understand the philosophy very well, apply it in our life. When circumstances come, we should take shelter in the teaching. That's what Arjuna did. After Krishna left this world, he was very much, in distress. But then he gets relieved by remembering the teaching of Krishna to him. He got relieved. So in the same way, we can get relief in our life from any difficult situation if we take shelter in the instruction of Guru and Krishna. Problem will come, it's unavoidable. It's part of this life, Unexpectedly, anything can happen any moment. We should not be in illusion about it. So knowing the reality of this world, the more that we should then try to surrender to Krishna. And surrender, once a devotee, lady devotee asked Prabhupada, what means practically speaking surrender to Krishna? I mean, Krishna was there, Arjuna spoke to him, he surrendered to Krishna's instruction, but in our situation, what means practically to surrender to Krishna? And Prabhupada said, you surrender to Krishna by following this prerogative rule. No illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication, no meeting. If you follow these 4 rules, you are surrendering to Krishna. If you don't follow them, you are not surrendered. So make it Prabhupada very simple. What means surrender? So you are fully surrendered soul. You are giving good example to everyone. And chant minimum 16 rounds every day. Prabhupada gave list of priorities for devotees. First thing, take care of your health. Don't neglect your. Sometimes devotees neglect their health to do the service. That's very good attitude. But Prabhupada said they should not neglect health. Because if you don't have good health, you can't do good service. So it's important. Take care of health. Second, chant your prescribed number of minimum rounds every day. Third, do your occupational duty. Either you have family, job, take care of that. Don't give it up artificially. Follow your dharma, and at the same time, offer the result to Krishna. Everything you do. And fourth, last but not least, study the book, read the books, Prabhupada. So in that order. Yes.
Sometimes devotees they prioritize their chanting because they don't want to finish their rounds in the morning, and because of that they sacrifice their health because they don't get time to do some yoga or exercise because they have to complete the rounds and then office and everything. But Prabhupada said health is priority. So how we can understand that?
Once Prabhupada spoke with the Indian man, he had a job, he had family. So Prabhupada asked him how many rounds you're chanting. He was already, practicing with the devotees. And then say, I'm chanting 8 rounds. Prabhupada said, why you are not chanting 16? Oh, because I have no time, family, job, all this takes time. Prabhupada said, how many hours do you work? 8 hours. 8 hours. How many hours you sleep? 8 hours. 16. Still have 8 hours left. How much time you need to take breakfast and lunch and dinner? Well, maybe a couple hours. You still have 6 hours. How much time you need to talk to family? Maybe 1-2 hours. You still have 4 hours. You can have rest, half an hour, 1 hour, and you still chant the other time. And even have half an hour, 1 hour to read. If you organize your time, you can do all these things. The problem, we get distracted with so many things. Video games, TV, this, that, we get distracted very easily. So that's why we waste time in those things. But if we are organized our time in the proper way, we will have time to chant our rounds properly, take care of health also. The thing is not to be in anxiety, because anxiety brings problem with the health of the body also. Try not to be in anxiety. Ayurveda says that 3 sources of sickness: uncleanness, overeating, and anxiety. So if you avoid these 3 things, overeating, anxiety, and uncleanness, you can remain, generally speaking, healthy. And chant to be spiritually healthy also. Read the books. It's a question of organizing our time. We can do it. Prabhupada said when he was at that business, he would chant 4 rounds before breakfast, 4 rounds before lunch, 4 rounds afternoon, 4 rounds in the evening before dinner. And that way he finishes 16 rounds. Yes.
Sometimes we have Janmashtami, sometimes big program. That time chanting no 16, but I've chanted and Sunday, how 16 hours, how chant 16 hours.
You remind me another person. What can I do? I just remember those times. One new devotee went with the devotees to Mayapur for Gora Purnima. And he was introduced to Prabhupada. This is new devotee, new Bhakta. Prabhupada spoke to him. How many rounds you're chanting? 8 rounds. Why you're not chanting 16? Oh, because devotee, they give me too much service. I have no time. Prabhupada said, don't do any service. Just eat and sleep, chant 16 rounds. Prabhupada accept excuses, Sleep less, eat less, but don't give up chanting. Prabhupada said if you, for some reason, you have too many, in one day, you have too much service, you can't complete 16 rounds, you can finish the next day. But I came to know what the professor, you have a notebook, 365 japa left. We should not do that. And then he said one day, okay, new beginning. All right, thank you. One last question. Yes.
When doing the service, can't we do that chanting?
Who's asking the question? Sudevi, please. Yes.
When we have some work, extra work, instead of sitting and doing the chanting, can we do while doing the service or any other work? The work can be the cleaning. When we are cleaning, can we chant that?
You can chant anytime, but that doesn't count. You can, those are extra chanting. This is extra chanting. Chant in the mind is better chant, you can hear yourself. You can chant the mind if you are in a place you can, disturb others like that. You can also chant in the mind. But the 16 has to be chanted loudly and enough you hear yourself. You can do other things, not the right hand japa and the left hand. No, but that's not the right thing to do. You have to give time only for this. Give it importance. Like when we're eating, you're eating. You don't eat and clean the floor at the same time. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Premanandi.
His Holiness Bhakti Sundar Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you so much for coming.
You have to get the mic to Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So, another excellent class from Maharaj. So, please give a big round of applause. Thank you, Chaitanya Prabhu, for hosting today's program. Give a big round of applause for supporting all the programs that I'm really happy that you all, even in the summer and the heat and everything, you attended all the programs so nicely and made Maharaj is visit here worldwide and take his association, very valuable association also. So we hope that Maharaj will be coming back soon. And we pray for your good health.
Thank you.
And look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you so much. So don't let my words to thank you for your association for the last 7 or 8 days. We are going to probably have the Mahaprasad. Okay, so we have the recite Mahaprasad prayers, and then we'll honor Prasadam, and because it's pretty late.
Yes.
That you make way to your homes. As you all know, we have Shri Krishna Janmashtami coming up on Wednesday, September 6th. So we're starting our preparations for this coming weekend. Please contact Digesh Prabhu, who wants to clean some windows and